よいしょ。ごめんなさい。よいしょ。おはようございます。ということで、今日は3月23日火曜日ですね。今日も、朝の英語学習をしていきたいなというふうに思っております。はい。よいしょ。今日も、天気ですね。めちゃくちゃ晴れとった。よいしょ。ちょっとね、じゃあ早速ではございますが、今日もやっていきましょうかね。早いですね。もう3月もなんや後半に入ってきたんですけれども、すごい早いよな。もう4月ですよ。いやーね、皆さんどうなんだろう。お仕事的には忙しいんかな、この時期は。でも普通多分結構忙しい会社は多いですよね、このタイミングっていうのは。ガキのとこもね、結構まあ時期が時期っていうんかな、だから結構ね忙しくはやらせてもらってはいるんですけれども、あとね、どのくらいや、1週間ぐらい、営業日で言うと本当に5、6営業日かな、もうそこでね、今期っていうのも終わるので、まあね、頑張ってやっていきたいなというふうに思いますよ。えーっと、えーっと、ええーっと、よいしょ。よいしょ。やっていきますかね。ちょっと待ってね。よいしょ。よいしょ。これセット。なんかね、朝の学習はまあ、どうだろうな。まあ、習慣化ってなんかね、3週間ぐらいでなんかするとかいう人もいはるんですけど、ちょうど今3週間ぐらいか初めて。なんとなくね、なんかやれるようになってきた気はしますよね。うん。なので、まあね、これをなんとかやっていきたいですね。今日がDay23 なんで、あと77日。やば、ちょうどいい感じやな。あと77日。長っ。あと77日かな。まあ長っ。まあね、ちょっとやっていきましょうか。はい。では、やっていきたいなというふうに思います。今日はね、まあ昨日と同じですね、ウィークリーニュースアーティクルっていう教材をやっていきます。はい。で、今何をやってるかっていうと、ウィークリーニュースアーティクルの、あれやね、なんだかな、ネットフリックスについての記事っていうのをやってます。で、ネットフリックスっていう記事なんですけれども、まああれですよね、なんか今もう日本でもすごい流行ってると思うんですけれども、すごい海外とかでも流行ってるようなものですよね。もともと海外のやつなんやろうな。で、まあそれのやつを今日も読んでいきます。昨日ね、ちょっと読んだんですけども、まあそれの、なんちゅうやろ、またもう一度、ちょっと別のね、方法の学習ですよね。で、今日は何をするかというと、まあまあいつも通りではあるんですけれども、昨日はまあ聞き取り書き取りとかやったんで、今日は音読とね、リード&ルックアップってやつをやります。音読っていうのはもうその名の通り音を読むっていうところで、リード&ルックアップはこう暗記したものを見ずに発話してみるっていうところですよね。それをやっていきたいと思うんで、じゃあ早速やっていきましょうか。音読するときとかはね、スピードとしてはちょっと早め、1.25 倍でやります。なので、ちょっとそれでやっていくんで、よし、じゃあ早速やっていきましょう。
Today in business, Netflix co-founder shares secrets of company success.
ここからですね。
The co-founder and
Co-founder
co-CEO of Netflix recently published a book about his company's unorthodox policies. In his book No Rules, Reed Hastings explains how these unique policies helped Netflix to become one of the most loved brands around the world. The streaming platform now has over 183 million subscribers worldwide. Hastings explains that Netflix
はい。終わりました。一発目かな。多いね。ネットフリックス1億、1億8000万ぐらいの登録者いると。今日1100人ぐらいの登録者。やばいな。もう全然ちゃうな。1億8000万も登録者できたらどうなるんや。はい。ちょっとね、じゃあ繰り返しちょっと慣れるまでやっていきましょうか。スピードは 1.25 ですね。よいしょ。で、もう一回やりましょう。
Today in business, Netflix co-founder shares secrets of company success. The co-founder and co-CEO of Netflix recently published a book about his company's unorthodox policies. In his book No Rules, Reed Hastings explains how these unique policies helped Netflix to become one of the most loved brands around the world. The streaming platform now has over 183 million subscribers worldwide.
The streaming platform now has over 183 million subscribers worldwide. The streaming platform now has over 183 million subscribers worldwide. ちょっと言いにくいですね。183 million。ありがとうございます。モーニングがきよ。モーニング大好き。継続力なのに、そうですね。それ信じてやりたいですね。ちょっとね、言いにくいところやっぱありますよね。183 million。180、なんていうの ?183 million か ?183。183。難しいな。183 million。The co-founder and co-CEO of Netflix recently published a book about his company's unorthodox policy. In his book No Rules, Reed Hastings explained how this unique policy helped Netflix to become one of the most loved brands around the world. The streaming platform now has over 183 million. 言いにくいな。subscriber worldwide はいっていう感じですね。まあこんな感じでちょっとやっていく感じではあるんですけれども、そうね、難しいな、ちょっとな、やっぱ言いにくい発音もあるんですけども、まあそれでは言ってもやっていきましょうか。ちょっともう一回ぐらいよう聞きながらね。
Netflix co-founder shares secrets of company success. The co-founder and co-CEO of Netflix recently published a book about his company's unorthodox policies. In his book No Rules, Reed Hastings explains how these unique policies helped Netflix to become one of the most loved brands around the world. The streaming platform now has over 183 million subscribers worldwide. Hey.
なんか言いにくい気がするな。なんだろう。こういうもん。The co-founder and co-CEO of Netflix recently published a book about his company's unorthodox policies. In his book, No Rules, Reed Hastings explained how these unique policies helped Netflix to become one of the most loved brands around the world. The streaming platform now has over 183 million subscribers worldwide. The co-founder and co-CEO of Netflix published a book about his company's unorthodox policies. In his book No Rules, Reed Hastings explained how these unique policies helped Netflix to become one of the most loved brands around the world. The streaming platform now has over 183 million subscribers worldwide. はい、ということでね、よし。はい、ちょっともう一回音に合わせてやっていこうかな。
of company success.
ここがね。
The co-founder and co-CEO of Netflix recently published a book about his company's unorthodox policies. In his book No Rules, Reed Hastings explains how these unique policies helped Netflix to become one of the most loved brands around the world. The streaming platform now has over 183 million subscribers worldwide. Hastings explains that Netflix values candid feedback. Instead of trying to make their bosses happy, employees are encouraged to tell them the truth, even when it's not positive. Hastings admits that negative feedback can be painful, and his natural reaction is to fight it. However, he knows that candid feedback is necessary to learn and grow. Hastings also talks about the keeper test, a way for Netflix managers to decide who to fire in the book. He explains that keepers, or the people they want to keep at Netflix, are the most creative and collaborative employees. Hastings believes that even just one or two mediocre employees can negatively affect everyone at the office, so he encourages managers to fire people who are not stars. Thank you for listening.
はい、ちょっとね、今ね、もう一回ね、最後のところまで通してみましたけれども、やっぱね、何回も言うことによって言えるようになってくる。ただね、第2セカンドパラグラフとサードパラグラフかな、この辺はちょっと言いにくいな。ということでね、今日も朝からやっておりますけれども、どうだろうな。どうですか、皆さん。楽しいですか、これ。ガキオは、まあね、楽しくやってんのかな、学習は。ただね、やっぱね、慣れてきたと言ってもね、何回やっても朝は眠いっすね。しょうがないっすよね。人間は寝る生き物ですから。眠いっすよね。どうしたもんかな。早寝たらええんやけどな。昨日何時ぐらいやろ寝たん ?11 時半。12時ぐらい寝てると思うんですよね、多分。12時かな。でもやっぱ眠い。まだ。ありがとうございます。Just do it. いやー、Just do it したいんですけどね。いやー、やっぱりもう目つぶったら寝れるもんな。ガキオが寝る動画とかどうなんですかね。もう多分、全くニーズないやろな。はい、ということで、ちょっともう一回やりましょうか。Just do it. OK。で、もう一発。
Today in business, Netflix co-founder shares secrets of company success. The co-founder and co-CEO of Netflix recently published a book about his company's unorthodox policies. In his book No Rules, Reed Hastings explains how these unique policies helped Netflix to become one of the most loved brands around the world. The streaming platform now has over 183 million subscribers worldwide. Hastings explains
183 million, 180, 180, 180, 180, 183 million subscribers worldwide. 背中いいな。はい、ということでね、今やりました。じゃあね、ちょっと15分にそろそろなるんで、ここからは来ましたよ。例のRead&Look Up ということで、このね、Read&Look Up っていうのは見て、それを覚えて、それを発話する、見ずに発話するっていう練習ですよね。ちょっとこれはね、タフなんですよ。まあちょっと覚えなあかんからね。でも、やっていきましょうか。これはね、もう終わり次第。まあ要は、3分かな、大体、ファーストパラグラフ。この3分ね、全部言い切りたいですよね。ちょっと言い切れるかは分からへん。一発目やから。ただ、ちょっと挑戦してみたいなと思うんで。まあ、これができたら、もうね、ちょっと休憩です。7時半まで休憩したいなと思います。はい、じゃあ行きます。ちょっと覚えるタイムね。The co-founder and co-CEO of Netflix recently published a book about his company's unorthodox policy. Recently published a book about his company's unorthodox policy. The co-founder and co-CEO of Netflix published a book about his company's unorthodox policies、余裕やな、1行目は。The co-founder and co-CEO of Netflix published a book about his company's unorthodox policies。はい、1行目はね、もう余裕のよっちゃんでいきます、これは。もう一回やっておくか。The founder and the co... あかんかった。こうか。そうやな、こうっていうのは共同みたいな意味かな。The co-founder and the co-CEO of Netflix published a book about his company's unorthodox policies. OK。受けました。次ね。No rules. これタイトルやな。In his book, No rules. なんか、ノールールがルールっていう意味。なんかすごいタイトルやな。In his book, No rules, Reed Hastings explained how these unique policies helped Netflix to become one of the most loved brands around the world. こういう長いのはね、もう切って覚えた方がいいですね。だから、どこまでやろうな。unique policies までやね、多分ここは。In his book, No rules, Reed Hastings explained how these unique policy helped ここまで。この辺やな。この辺が主語やろ。で、helped Netflix to become helped が V か。動詞ですね。まあ、その辺まで覚えれたらいいかな。In his book, No rules, Reed Hastings explained how these unique policies helped Netflix. In his book, No rules, Reed Hastings explained how these unique policy helped. このユニークポリシーって何って言ったら unorthodox policy ですね。unorthodox 難しいよねこれ unorthodox policy orthodox th 発音あったよな unorthodox In his book No rules Reed Hastings explained how these unique policies はい、ここまでね。その後ね、helped Netflix を助けた helped Netflix to become one of the most loved brand around the world はい、OK ちょっとじゃあ通しましょうか In his book No rules Reed Hastings explained how these unique rules helped Netflix to become one of the most loved brand all around the world. もう一回いこうか。In his book No rules Reed Hastings explained how these unique rules helped Netflix to become one of the most loved brand around the world. イエーイいけたね。ここまでいけたらちょっと1行目のところも加えて続けていきましょうか。いきます。The co-founder and co-CEO of Netflix The co-founder and co-CEO of Netflix published a book about his company's unorthodox policies. In his book, No Rules, Reed Hastings explained how these unique policies helped Netflix to become one of the most loved brand around the world. One of the most loved brand around the world あと合っとるよね合っとると思うじゃあ次がラストワンセンテンスですねこれをちょっと決めて楽器を休憩やります The streaming platform now has over 183 million subscribers worldwide この worldwide と around the world って一緒だよね意味多分などっちでもいいやろな worldwide around the world どっちも似たような感じやろ The streaming platform now has over The streaming platform now has over 183 million subscribers worldwide. The streaming platform now has over 183 million subscribers worldwide. The streaming platform now has over そういうことねやすさんおはようございますありがとうございます The streaming platform now has over 183 million worldwide. The streaming platform now has over 183 million subscribers worldwide. OK じゃあちょっと投資でやっていきます投資でいくでいきます The co-CEO and theいきなり間違えた The co-founder and co-CEO of Netflix published a book about his company's unorthodox policies. In his book, No Rules, Reed Hastings explained how these unique policies helped Netflix to become one of the most loved brands around the world. The streaming platform now has over 183 million subscribers worldwide. Yay! いけたんちゃうこれ The co-founder and co-CEO of Netflix. Recently が抜けとんな。もう完全抜けとるわこれ。Recently published a book about his company's unorthodox policy. In his book, No Rules, Reed Hastings explained how these unique policies helped Netflix to become one of the most loved brands around the world. The streaming platform now has over 180 million subscribers worldwide. もう一回行きましょうか。The co-founder and the CEO of Netflix recently published a book about his company's unorthodox policies. In his book, No Rules, Reed Hastings explains how these unique policies helped Netflix to become one of the most loved brands around the world, you know. The streaming platform now has over 183 million subscribers worldwide. Yay! いけたんちゃう？完璧やろ。The co-founder and co-CEO of Netflix recently published a book about his company's unorthodox policy. In his book, No Rules, Reed Hastings explained how these unique policies helped Netflix to become one of the most loved brands around the world. The streaming platform now has over 183 million subscribers worldwide. はい、OK です。ということでね、はい、OK。もう OK。という形で、はい、リード&ルックアップ完璧です。10分で OK。いいけどな。まあこれね、余裕のゆっちゃんなんで、constructive。はい、ちょっとじゃあ少しだけ時間あるんで、楽器を休憩します。と見せかけて、ちょっとね、本当はね、予習の英作文してから今日の2回目とか臨むんですけど、それができてないので、ちょっと、やります。ちょっとだけ予習パパッとね、しちゃおうかな。 予習はね、そんな時間かけないって多分いいと思います。10分ぐらい。ただ、自分の普段使わへん表現とかをここに入れたいですね。だから、Do you agree? ちょっとじゃあ、時間もらいます。Do you agree that candidate feedback is necessary to I'm sure it's definitely I'm sure they believe 普段使わへんような表現をあえて使うってみる I believe that candidate Substitute ちょっとね普段使わへん単語も入れてみようかな書けるからねなんかこのペン書きやすいな今日なんで Substitute necessary necessary to learn and grow because basically people are growing people growing by 補うってどういう表現やばいもうあんま時間ないよcompensate
compensate, compensate,
compensate この単語使ってみよう compensate they don't doing alright okay next OK じゃあやりますか今日もここに講師の先生を出しますちょっと近寄らせようかよいしょよいしょよいしょコーラセットこんなもんかなよしこんなもんねじゃあちょっと準備します今日は誰かな今日はマーチ20ではいじゃあね今からレッスンを始めたいと思いますででん嘘ちょい待ちHello Hi
Good morning.
Good morning How are you
I'm fine, thank you. How about you, Gakio-san?
Yeah not too bad I'm okay
Okay, that's good. Oh, are you in the office already?
Yeah, now I'm here in the office because now our lockdown has already done. So It's
Okay.
okay to come to here easily.
What time did you arrive there?
It's around 6:50 here in Japan time.
Quite early.
Yeah, quite
Okay.
early.
All right. So, I think you are now ready for today's lesson.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
ready.
So let's start. For this class, we
Uh-huh.
will still be using the same weekly news article topic, right?
Okay, yeah,
Okay. Let me share the link first. Please
All right.
check your chat box.
thank you.
No problem.
Now it's working in chat box well.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Alright, I got it.
Okay, good. So again, we will be talking about the article Netflix co-founder shares secrets of company's success. And this lesson will focus on the discussion part, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So the discussion part has two topics, feedback and employees. Which one do you prefer?
I want to do feedback part.
Okay, so let's talk about the feedback topic now. So let's start with the first question. Are you ready?
Okay.
The first question is, do you agree that candid feedback is necessary to learn and grow? Why or why not? And discuss.
Alright. I believe that candid feedback is absolutely necessary to learn and grow. Because basically people are growing by compensating their weak point or something they don't doing well. So I believe accepting a candid feedback is that helped people's growing.
Okay, so it contributes to people's growth, in other words.
Yeah, contribute.
Yes. Okay, that's a very good point. Feedback can indeed help us improve ourselves. So you can say feedback is necessary, okay, for people's growth and improvement. So, okay, please wait. Let me type that down. Okay, so how often do you receive feedback from work?
How often? It's basically every time when I do something wrong.
Yes.
And sometimes when every time when I do something good as well.
Yes.
Because my manager is always sitting beside me, then he's always checking what I am doing. So I think for manager it's very easy to give me some feedback, including a small one, and also the positive and negatives one.
That's good. And do you feel that the feedback somehow help you grow and improve as an employee?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So that's what we call the constructive feedback, which is in general useful and helpful feedback because they give solutions to problematic areas, especially in performance at work. Okay? So, should employees always be 100% honest about feedback? Or should they sometimes try to give softer feedback, especially if it's negative?
I think it depends on the people who will receive feedback. For example, like people doesn't have strong mental. If, for instance, manager give a strong, 100% serious feedback, especially it's a negative
a bit negative?
Yeah, negative one.
Okay.
Maybe they cannot receive all of their point. However, the people, for example, like who has a very tough mental, I think
Okay.
it's okay to give 100% strong feedback if
Okay.
the feedback will help to improve their growth and improvement.
Okay. Yes. All right. So you're correct. I agree with you. We have differences in terms of personality,
Mm-hmm.
character, and also in the way that we receive feedback. So instead of saying they cannot accept all their point, you can say there are some people who are not receptive.
Receptive.
Yes, receptive to negative feedback. Do you know the word receptive?
No, it's my first time to hear.
It's your first time. Okay. So receptive, this is an adjective and it means you are willing to consider or accept new suggestions and ideas. So sometimes people are not receptive, maybe because they don't like the suggestion, they don't like the feedback,
Mm-hmm.
they're not comfortable
Mm.
with that feedback. So sometimes they are not receptive and they are not open-minded, right? So it's very necessary to be open-minded when receiving feedback. Do you agree?
Yeah, open mind.
To be open-minded. So how about you, Gakio-san?
Mm.
Are you generally open-minded when receiving feedback?
I hope so.
Okay. So when was the last time
Mm.
you felt very good about yourself when you got a feedback?
You mean the? Huh? Again, sorry, please.
Like,
Mm.
when was the last time you
Mm.
felt very good about yourself? Like, you felt so confident and positive after receiving that feedback, whether it was a positive or a negative one.
Oh. Mm.
Like, it really changed your whole outlook. You became more confident, more
Mm.
inspired, more motivated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's around a month ago. I met my friend. He's a person we used to really cross when I was in the Philippines. We met in the
Oh,
Philippines. Then
okay.
that time he came back to Japan. Then we had lunch. Then yeah, by talking with him, he gave me some feedback about my how do I say my my career.
Your career.
Yeah,
Okay.
because that time I'm really, how do I say, I was I was on the way, might be lost my way. Does it make
Ah,
sense?
okay. You somehow got confused or you have no sense of direction that time.
Yeah, right. So
Okay.
that time I didn't know which way should I go or what kind of choice should I choose.
Yes.
But by
That can be confusing.
yeah, right. But yeah, accepting his feedback, I decided to the way I got there one answer
Mm,
by myself. So now it's okay.
wow. That's great.
Mm.
So sometimes all we need is just a certain feedback to keep us moving forward. Do you agree? Okay. So then, how about you? Are you always 100% honest when you also give your feedback to others?
Actually not.
Not.
Mm.
Okay.
But
Why do you think so?
because if I would give 100% feedback to someone,
Mm,
I'm afraid that our relationship is gone to
okay.
giving
So,
100% sales feedback. However, I can do the 100% feedback to the friends who are really close to me
okay. Right.
because they also trust me, so then I also trust them. So I want to have them. I want to improve their something. So
Okay.
I can do the 100% feedback.
All right. So you mean it depends on the person
Yeah,
you're
right.
giving feedback to?
Mm-mm.
Yes, I think in general that's usually the case, right?
Mm-mm.
So instead of saying, I'm afraid our relationship would be gone, you can say it this way: I'm afraid it would negatively affect our relationship,
Mm.
okay? Which is very, very challenging sometimes, especially in the workplace, right?
Yeah, right. I'm afraid it would negative affect our relationship. Negative affect our relationship.
Negatively affect the relationship. And
Negatively affect.
yes, and we don't want that, especially since in the workplace we need each other,
Mm.
right?
Yeah,
Especially when
right.
completing certain tasks.
Mm.
Okay. So then, next question, Kakeo-san.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's easy
Mm.
to give negative feedback to others?
It's not always easy to give a negative feedback
Yes.
because by giving a negative feedback, sometimes the receiver will feel down
Yes.
because negative feedback means we're gonna mention about what is the bad things about
The
your
bad thing.
bad things about for example like on your work or on your daily life like this.
Right.
So yeah, that's why it's always not that easy. However, if our relationship between me and the receiver is good, I think we don't need to afraid it will be negatively affect our relationship.
So, okay. So, first of all, it's okay. It's easier to give negative feedback, in your opinion, if you already have a good relationship with
Yeah,
that
right,
person,
right,
right?
right.
Okay. So, what do you think is the best way of giving negative feedback? Do you think there is a best way to do it?
Mm. All right. So I think best way to give a negative feedback is by giving a negative feedback at the same time we will give a positive feedback as well.
Okay, yes, that's good. So, which kind of feedback should you start with? Should you start with the negative one or the positive one?
I think a positive one
The positive one. The
because
positive one first, okay? And
then I'm gonna mention about some negative one.
okay,
Um,
so the, right.
Because I think for instance to you I can give some positive feedback. Hey
Yes.
tutor, you are really good tutor because you can do blah blah, you can type blah
Right.
blah.
Mhm.
However, what I want to tell you about your teaching style, please do that. But this is a really tiny problem, so you can do it like this.
Nice, nice. Okay, so it's important to be very clear and precise
Yeah, clear.
about the yes,
Precise.
clear and
What does it mean? Precise.
So when something is precise, it's very specific. Also. Yes.
Specific and clear.
Clear, specific, and clear, exact, and accurate. Okay? So that the other person will understand what he or she needs to improve also. So therefore, we should generally avoid general and too broad feedback, right? It should be exact and accurate. Okay. So in your opinion, which is easier? Giving feedback, giving negative feedback to a direct report, or giving negative feedback to an immediate superior?
Your question again, please. Again.
Yes. So, which is easier for you?
Mm-hmm.
Giving negative feedback to a direct report or to an immediate superior? Do you know direct report?
It's a first manager.
When we say direct report, this is a person who reports directly to someone else. Okay, like the subordinate, for example. So, for example, you are a direct report to your boss. Okay, so your boss is your immediate superior. Okay, so which do you think is easier? Giving negative feedback to a direct report or giving negative feedback to an immediate superior for you? So let's say you have a staff, okay, and you have a boss. Which is easier for you when it comes to giving negative feedback? To say it to your staff or to say it to your boss?
Basically, it's to staff.
Okay, easier to say the negative feedback to the staff, to the direct report. Why?
So staff means, for example, like my teammate, right? So if I am the manager, I have
Yes,
some team.
yes, you're correct. Yes, your subordinate.
Why? It's because in that case, I am a manager.
Yes.
That's why I can tell to them about their feedback, even including a negative one.
Yes.
Because how do I say it? Because organization sets you as the boss, then there is some team, so it's clearing what's the difference of our position.
Yes, you're correct. So it's a lot easier when you are in the higher position.
Yes, right.
So generally, do you think it's easy to receive negative feedback from others?
Easy to receive negative
Receive,
feedback.
yes. For you, is it easy?
Yes, it's easy, but sometimes it's hard, and it means I got mad. I'm going
You
to
get mad
get
sometimes.
mad. In that case, I'm going to get mad is when I get your feedback from someone who we don't know each other well.
Okay, right. From someone who doesn't know you well.
Yeah,
Okay.
because someone who doesn't know about me, it means they can't understand what I am doing every day. For
Correct.
example, like in my work. But if get you some negative feedback from someone, probably I'm not going to get mad, but maybe I will not trust their feedback. So
Their feedback. Okay.
when I'm back to my home, I will say, why did it mention about such
Yes.
a crazy feedback?
Okay. Right. So speaking of crazy, unfair, and very critical feedback, how do you usually handle that, Nakir-san? So of course you immediately feel something, right? You react to the feedback. What is your immediate reaction? Is it being angry?
What I can do is maybe two. Then first I try to ignore about
Ignore.
the
Okay.
feedback.
Right.
However, for growing myself, what I need is I have to do thank you to the someone who gave me a feedback, because accepting their feedback, even it is not too great,
Yes.
feedback, I'm sure it doesn't help me to growing up.
Yes. Okay. So it's better to be appreciative all the time, right?
Appreciative.
So yes, appreciative. So let me just type that. When you are appreciative, you are showing gratitude to people. So, for example, instead of saying, for growing myself, I have to do thank you to someone, you can say, it's, okay, it's good to be appreciative, okay, of people's feedback for my own improvement or growth.
My own improvement or growth.
Yes. All right. Which can be sometimes very challenging to do, especially if the feedback is a little bit negative, right? Okay. So, do you have any questions, Takeo-san?
No, it's okay.
All right. Yes. So I think we don't have enough time left. So I will give my feedback now in the chat box, okay? Please check it out. So, Gakio-san, in today's lesson, we had a discussion on your chosen topic about feedback. And let's start with range. So today you've learned some words, like, for example, the word receptive. What is receptive?
Willing to consider or accept new suggestions and ideas.
Yes, of course. And this is a very important characteristic to have, especially when receiving feedback. Okay? And also, I think you remembered constructive feedback also. What kind of feedback is a constructive feedback?
Useful and helpful feedback.
Yes, it is useful and helpful. And also, you learned the word precise. What is precise?
Exact and accurate.
Yes, that's right. And we also have better sentences below, Gakio-san. Please read them.
There are some people who are not receptive to negative feedback.
Okay.
I'm afraid it would negatively affect our relationship. It's good to be appreciative. It's good to be appreciative of people's feedback for my own improvement or growth.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you for reading those sentences. And for today, you were able to speak logically and at length. I really appreciate how you have good details in your answers. And let's improve pronunciation also here. Let's say the following words better. Please say absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And we have the word appreciative.
Appreciative.
Okay, one more time.
Appreciative.
All right, that's great. So I hope you will remember all the words you learned today, and apply them in the next lesson.
So many, but
Okay, try to take note as much as you can.
all right, okay.
So thank you so much. It was nice having you again, and good luck. Keep on learning and enjoying English. I'll see you next time.
All right, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Good day. はい、ということでね、終わりました、レッスンね。めちゃくちゃいろんな単語教えてもらったな。これね、全部覚えてできたら相当いいですよ。相当習った単語、ボキャブラリーとかあるので、表現とかもね、これを全部ものにしたいっすね、正直。 ただやっぱこれものにするにはある程度ねこうなんやろ復習時間っていうのも必要になってくるかなと思うので、まあねこの場で復習するのもいいんですけれども、ちょっと復習してみましょうか。ちょっとね送ってもらったやつはちょっとパーッと適当にメモ取りましたけれども、receptive, constructive feedback, precise。僕が言ったのが They cannot accept all of their point って言ったけど、もっといいのは There are some people who are not receptive to negative feedback. There are some people who are not receptive to negative feedback ね。で、僕が言ったのが I'm afraid our relationship would be gone って言ったけど、もっといいのはI'm afraid it would negatively affect our relationship. Negatively affect ね。I'm afraid it would negatively affect our relationship. まあね、こういう表現。あと僕が言ったのが For growing myself, I have to do thank you to someone. It's good to be appreciative of people's feedback for my own improvement or growth. 自分の成長とか自分の改善っていうのはこういう表現があるよね。on improvement, my own improvement or growth。こういった表現もな、やっぱな、なんだろう。こう言われては、ああ、そうなんや。my own improvement。言われたらわかる。ただ、これはやっぱしこういうね英語を普段使ってる人に聞かないとわからないので、まあ教材とかで学ぶよりやっぱリアルにこういった会話から学ぶ方がいいですよね。It's good to be appreciative of people's feedback. Appreciative ってそういう意味かな。感謝するとこかな。ちょっとさっきなんか教えてくれたけど何やったかな。多分そう。いやこれだから普通に感謝か。Appreciative。これなんていうやつなの。It's good to be appreciative of people's feedback for my own improvement and growth ね。appreciate これ使えるようになろう。appreciation と一緒かな。はい、ありがとうございます。という形でね、今日もこういった形で終えていきます。なんかね、やっぱね、この教材の今回のとかはすごいいいですよね。要は会社とかでもフィードバックとかっていうのはどうですか？皆さんもこう上司の人から受けたりとか、もしくは、チーム持ってる人がやったらこうチームメイトとかね、もしくはまあチームでいうと新入社員とか、まあ、そういった人にこうフィードバックってしますよね。で、フィードバックする際のポイントとかを今こういろいろ聞いてて、なんか改めてこうね、レアジョブにも、まあ、法人の営業のところにもね、新入社員の人とかもいますし、今後も入ってくる予定なんですけど、フィードバックでどうしたらいいのかとか、そういったところってね、まあいろいろこう考えてる人とかもいはると思うんですけれども、なかなか普段考えないと思うんですわ。そういう機会で自分で作らないと。でもこうやってこう英語の記事を読みながら、かつね、できる。めちゃくちゃいいな。なんか改めて考えさせられましたね。どうフィードバックしていったらいいのかなっていうのとかも。はい。まあこれはね、実際の講師の先生と意見交換する中とか、聞いてもらう中でね、いろいろ教えてもらって、学ぶことも多かったかなと。まあ、いずれにせよ、コンストラクティブフィードバック、まあ、建設的なフィードバックっていうのかな、役に立つフィードバックっていうのは大事だなっていうところですね。はい、ありがとうございます。皆さん、コメントもたくさんいただいてありがとうございます。皆さん、おはようございますって感じでね、おはようございますですよ。はい、ありがとうございます。帰宅したら見ます。ありがとうございます。いつも。おはようございます。ありがとうございます。やすさん、すぐに復習が一番いいのになかなか習慣づかない。まさにそうですよね。やっぱこの一番今ホットな感じなんで、鉄は熱いうちに打てちゃいますけれども、やっぱそういった時にこうフィードバックね、するのがいいんやろうけども、なかなかね、これできないですよね。ただ、やっぱ5分10分でもやるっていうのはすごい大事かなっていうのを今思いました。なんかまさにね、この先生に指摘された3つ分ぐらいだけでも覚えたろうかなっていうふうに思いますもんね。It's good to be appreciative.It's good to be appreciative of people's feedback for my own improvement or growth. この表現習うだけでも、 my own improvement or growth 自分の改善成長という表現だったりとか it's good to be appreciative っていう表現も使ったことなかったからやっぱこういったところでねなんかいろんな表現を増やしていくっていうのが大事なのかなっていうふうに思ってますなのでやすさんおっしゃるように復習ってねなかなかすぐできないんだけれどもここ習慣化させると結構いいなっていうのは思いますねで次また同じレッスンを楽器を明日もしていくからその場合はなんだろうな、今日習った表現っていうのをもうフルに活かした、ところをやっていく必要があるかなというふうに思っております。はい、じゃあね、今日はこれで終えていきたいと思います。明日なんですけれども、明日はまた9時からやっていきたいと思いますので、9時にね、皆さん来れる方は来ていただければなと。で、ありがとうございます、やすさん、また。うん。確かにね、大げさに意気込みよりも少なくてもしたらいいんですね。まあそうっすよね。多分、本当にそんな感じでいいと思いますわ。今、ちょろっと読んだだけでも頭に残りますね。It's good to be appreciated. うん。For people's feedback on my own improvement and growth. みたいな感じで、ちょっと覚えると、まあそれをね、明日以降のレッスンで使ってみようとかっていうところで、まあやれば、まああんま意気込まなくてもいいかなというふうに思いますので、まあまた皆さんノートとか作ってる方いたら、それをね、ベースにまた学習していただければなというふうに思います。はい、じゃあね、また明日は9時になりますんで、明日は朝やらないでね、朝もし起きられる方いても、学級やってへんぞというところなんで、よろしくお願いいたします。それでは、またね、明日お会いできればと思いますんで、よろしくお願いします。皆さんいつも見ていただいてありがとうございます。それでは、ほな、じゃあね。